Thank you, sir. Our chief guest for today is Mr. Jitendra Patil, an Associate Vice President, Research and Development and Business Defense at Bharat Forge, presently heading Engineering Division of Artillery Systems at Bharat Forge. He has total 20 years of experience. He has stirred different platforms successfully through career, from a maintenance engineer, project manager, to the head defense engineering artillery. He loves challenging projects and proficiency in people management, loves creation of innovation techniques through successful adaptation in specification requirements. We now call upon Mr. Jitendra Patil to speak a few words.
Good morning, everyone. I hope my voice is reaching at the last benches. Thank you for brief introduction. Sweet of you, my dear. It's a very beautiful day today. Before I say something, first of all, I am very thankful to AIMS Institute, especially Dr. Ganeshan, for invitation to be a part of this group for inaugural function of this Checkmate 2016. It's honor to be here. It's honor to be associated with all the people, because right now I am finding me at a very middle level, because I can see very young crowd. I can see some very renowned people on the dignitaries on the dais. So I find myself, at least I can sandwich between the young people and the dignitaries. So I think since all the dignitaries are present in the dais, with your kind permission, I would like to say something for this inaugural function of Checkmate, with blessings from you also. Let me take to the history of India. As many of you are aware that India was the richest country in world. I am talking about British era, maybe early 17th century. So what is happening right now? Like, we have had achieved something in 17th century and slowly something has gone wrong. Maybe I can say some kind of evolution. Some reasons not to mention here. But what went wrong with India? Everybody knows, and we all admire, like, we had the supremacy of ancient India in terms of science and technology. No need to mention on that. But with the age of like modern era, some of the Western countries' economies have surpassed India. This is a fact right now. But standing in front of you, I must say that we should strive hard to be number one as an Indian. And let's try to achieve something very, I can say, not in terms of the routine process, but something new has to come. And with the new generation, right, I am seeing in front of me, things will happen. Actually, this ill belief of like Indian economy, it was very deeply rooted in our body, mind, soul, until I can say till September 2014, when everybody in the world got amazed that Indian Space Research Organization have successfully launched Mission Mars. I think this is the most credible event that an Indian organization has demonstrated to the world, and with that showcase, it has been established that Indian people can demonstrate the targets, a low cost target, like if you compare the NASA, the cost of Mars was 1/10 of the cost, but still it has technology, it was delivered in time. So I think after that the people have started thinking, yes, if Indian Space Research Organization can work in that direction, why not to other sector? Like as mentioned by Dr. Ganesan, he said, without saying, the service sector has gone up, and now we are talking about the manufacturing sector. With the dialogues of Modi's government like Make in India, there was not any kind of a statement that was there for the service sector. But if you see the data, it shows like for last, I think 2 decades, the Indian industry has seen 1.8% growth in terms of manufacturing, like in terms of job requirement, whereas if you compare with the service sector, it is almost 6.5%. So there is a clear, I can say, demarcation between the manufacturing hub with the service hub. But with due permission from Dr. Ganeshan, I would like to mention one point, that for manufacturing there are more challenges, like infrastructure, policies, government, taxes, everything is, it's very volatile, very volatile. So we need to see like how we can get rid of all the hurdles that we can see as far as the manufacturing is concerned. As I said earlier, last for 20 years, we have seen there is stagnant, I can say, progress as far as the manufacturing in India is concerned. Like if you compare with this global economy, like our share of manufacturing is almost like gone from 1.5 to 2.5%. In terms of GDP, it is 0.9 to, it has gone up to 2%. The stagnant slope is there as far as the manufacturing is concerned. But the problem is, if you compare the share of the manufacturing vis-a-vis the GDP, it is cyclic between 11, 12 to 15%, as rightly said by Dr. Ganeshan. So in terms of like percentage of GDP for the manufacturing, it is still lying at the same rate. Something has to be done. I would like to compare like Indian economy with some of the developing countries. Just to mention like China. Everybody knows that China has manufacturing hub, low cost products for last I think more than a decade. So now like if you talk about China, like people say like Chinese products are very cheap, but we need to compare the cheap products with the quality also. Like it's my personal view that instead of striving for low cost products, we should get into like high-end manufacturing techniques. Like now people are talking about 3D printers. Some of the very advanced like GE has already adopted. So we should focus more onto like advanced manufacturing rather than low cost products what China is making. Like I'll share you Philippines, then Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, all are ranging between 25 to 32%. Vis-a-vis India, it is only hardly 15%. Like once I get into my panel discussion, I have something for you so that we can compare Indian economy with rest of the developing countries. So I'll leave some of my portion for the panel discussion for that. Right now, like everybody is talking about this government Make in India, it gives very excitement for industry. Like every industry wants to grow up, but something needs to be done in terms of policy, in terms of rules, in terms of regulation, in terms of taxes, so that we as an industry would like to part for this Make in India program. Because right now Make in India, like there are 3 major areas that Modi's government has identified, like defense, railways and some of the other sector. Basically right now I am representing defense department from Bharat Forge. we ventured into 2012. But we try to adopt a different strategy, which I would definitely bring into my panel discussion. Like, it's a very new strategy. Unlike the industry which are into defense sector, they are for last I think 2 decades. But we have ventured into last I think less than 5 years. But we have adopted different strategy. So I would like to bring that point during my panel discussion. So like the statement, manufacturing, make in India, it's a hub, it's a myth or reality. I can say that if it can be channelized properly, it definitely can be a reality. And not to reaffirm that it's a myth. Like it's two sides of the coin. We need to decide which coin we want to see. And like said by Dr. Ganeshan, service sector has grown very dramatically. So why not in terms of the manufacturing sector? But one thing we must appreciate that Make in India campaign, it's a very long-term initiative taken by government. It will not happen like Achhe Din Aayenge. The people like opposition are asking this new government, we are not able to see the Achhe Din. But one thing they must understand is like there was a call of nation for this new government. It was like in a majority after I think more than 35 years. So it's my personal view that we need to give some time for this new government. People are working very honestly. But we should not expect some results overnight. Like after independence of 1947, many decades have gone. This new government is coming with some kind of an innovative, I must say, the strategy, the philosophy, the thinking process has started change. We must give some time for this new government. I think there are 3 major steps as far as I am concerned, like getting into manufacturing. Even Modi government said zero effect and zero defect. Like we also need to see once we are getting into manufacturing, we are not harming the nature. That is a very must. Like if you see the China, like China is suffering right now. I think most of the people are with me. Because since they started only with the low cost products, low cost automation, now since the wages are going high, they are in trouble. So we need to see whether it is only low cost products, low cost automation. Why not to get into some kind of a good manufacturing techniques, advanced techniques, as I mentioned 3D printing. So the 3 major steps that I must say, one is improving business environment, like ease of doing business in India. Policies, one window opening of the policy for that, de-licensing for this. Right now some initiative has already been taken for enabling manufacturing, like industrial corridors are already been established, then industrial clusters have started. The new government is encouraging for the innovation. Right now because of that we have created 3 innovation centers within Kalyani Group. One is in Pune, one is in Hyderabad, one is in Bangalore. So based on like we are trying to follow the steps of the new government, and we are trying to see how we can get into innovation, because ultimately we have understood that it is not the blue collar, it is the white collar. So we are right now converting our blue collar people into white collar people, into educating them. Like we have given some initiative, like the people who are joined as a BSc in Bharat Forge, we have deputed them for BITS Pilani, IIT Bombay, Deakin University. So we are trying to bring a knowledge within our group, like as I said, like from blue collar to white collar. So these are the initiatives that we have already taken, smart cities and skill development, as I said earlier. Now like government is getting into foreign direct investments. Some of the critical technology, right, from 29 we have gone up to 49. For some of the non-critical technology, government has opened up to 100%. So these are the initiatives that new government is taking for this Make in India manufacturing hub. I know that today's topic will bring many questions for the students, and I am very sure that the people who are sitting in the dais, they are very well knowledgeable. But due to time constraint, I think most of the questions will be answered by the dignitaries for this today's event. We have great challenges, but we should also ensure that there are great opportunities also, because challenge ultimately lies with the opportunity. If you can grab the opportunity, challenge can be met. So according to me, like if we channelize the economy, we channelize the good strategy, we can make the good business model. I think that Make in India reality will definitely sure happen. I cannot say like it will happen maybe in 5 years, 10 years time, but at least drive is there, dream is there. With this new Modi government, vision is there. Only we need to participate among ourselves. Lastly, I would like to thank the AIMS for inviting me for this inaugural function. I am very, very delighted. A special thanks to Dr. Ganeshan for inviting me for this occasion. And I don't know, right now I am feeling very young seeing the young crowd, because like it reminds me for last I'd been to college for 26 years back. So it's good to see young crowd right now sitting in front of me. And thank you so much once again. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Waiting to hear more